Welcome to Screencast, Kinda Funny's only entertainment-based podcast where we come together and discuss movies, TV shows, and streaming services. You can catch us live every Friday around 11:20 on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames. If you don't have time to watch us live, that's totally fine. You can watch us on YouTube or Rooster Teeth. If you want to help support us, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny and support at whatever tier you want. The bronze tiers, you get to throw in your little answers to my questions. Also, if you don't want to watch us and just want to hear us, you can go to any of your favorite streaming services. We should be there. If not, let me know. As always, a like, subscribe, or whatever you can do always helps us get bigger and better.
Ring the bell.
Yep. I am your host, Kevin Coelho, and to my immediate right is Joey, the Movie Bros, Noel.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey, Joey.
What's going on?
Nothing much. You watch anything good this week?
I don't know if they're good as much as I watch things this week.
All right.
Last weekend, I went and saw Shaft with my parents.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what was it, Father's Day?
Yeah.
You got to do what
Perfect
the fam
movie.
wants to do.
Yeah. Perfect Father's Day movie right there.
I can't imagine anything better.
Of Shaft.
Yeah, so I don't have any history with Shaft other than, like, I know
Did you not
what
watch
it is.
the...
TV show?
2002 movie.
Yeah.
No.
Featuring SLJ himself.
I did not. So I don't have any like attachment to it. It definitely feels a little bit dated with like the way that the character is, but I kind of had fun.
Yeah?
Like for a summer kind of like turn off your brain movie, especially because I didn't have any attachment to it. I thought it was.
To be fair, I don't think anyone really has an attachment to the Shaft franchise.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Like maybe our parents, like
I mean,
people that watch
Not
the
my
show and
parent.
stuff.
My mom.
yeah, I mean, it was on, but that it's
Yeah.
kind of like if there was like, oh man, there's an All in the Family remake movie. It's like, all right, cool. Like, I don't think people are gonna be stoked.
Inherently, Shaft is a more exciting story than All in the Family, right? Maybe.
I don't know.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I had more fun with it than I did with Men in Black.
Ooh. Well,
Another
yeah,
movie
that's
you watched.
easy.
Yes,
Well,
which
we
talked
about that last week.
Oh,
'cause we saw
wow.
it for-
Yeah, it's been a
It
long
wasn't
time.
great.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I need another one. I probably wouldn't ever watch it again. I don't think it's one you need to see in theaters. It's like, I think if it comes to streaming and you're vaguely interested in it, you can watch it. And then the other thing that I watched this week.
Wait, real quick question about Shaft though.
Yeah.
Was the dynamic with the younger kid as fun as it seemed like it was going to be in the trailer?
It felt a little played up for some of it, but I did like their dynamic overall. It didn't seem like, it felt a little bit played up at some parts where I'm like, okay, we understand.
We get it.
But for most of it, I thought it was fun. I don't know who he is.
Me neither.
Off the top of
The
my head.
actor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
He
really
looks
liked
familiar.
him. I really liked him. I really liked all of the individual characters. It's fun to see them all come together.
But this is a wait for streaming services kind of movie.
Yeah.
Unless you have A-list and nothing to do. Even then, there's
then,
better
it's
options.
Like, probably.
Yeah.
So, his name is Jesse T. Usher. So I don't know if that is helpful for anyone. He was an Independence Day resurgence.
Oh, okay.
Not a great movie either.
Also not a great movie.
Yeah. What
What
else did you watch?
I watched Murder Mystery.
Oh, I did
on
too.
Netflix.
I did too.
Did you watch it, Tim?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I definitely
Okay.
want to though.
We'll stay top
the
level.
trailer seemed
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I don't normally love Adam Sandler movies. It's not really my jam.
It's been a while since he's done a good one, in all honesty.
And it is very much what you would think of, like, it's a Netflix movie and that has a certain elevation of expectation. Or not elevation, but just,
Level.
kind of what you're getting
Yeah.
into with that. And I feel like it hit it. I thought it was fun. I liked the characters. I liked the murder mystery type, like Agatha Christie kind of setup that they have. They have weird chemistry, but comedic timing, I thought. Together they were fine. I don't know. What did you think of?
No, I totally agree. I'm not saying it's a good movie. It was certainly an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
And this is one of those movies, like, if you're bored and want to see Adam Sandler kind of do he's a little bit more serious. He's not as kooky. And I liked it. I think his chemistry with Jennifer Aniston is good. And the cast overall, like all these ridiculous characters that they bring in are fun. Yeah. So overall,
there's a lot
it's
of
a
like
good experience.
definite character like tropes that you find in these like murder mystery ones. You get Luke Evans in there. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Still, I think I'd put it in like the mid-tier Netflix movies, but
it's not
it
a
is very
good
much
Netflix.
like there's really nothing else
There
going
are
on.
many
Why not?
good Netflix movies though. Great. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like this being mid tier, that's.
I think that's
a
standard.
statement.
I think
Yeah.
when I go to watch Netflix original, that's where my bar is when it comes to those. And like, I think it hit it.
I enjoy it, man. I feel like Netflix is doing a great job of putting out these movies that are fun and entertaining, and they feel free and disposable, which I enjoy.
Yeah, which they definitely are.
Joester, did you watch anything else?
I mean, I watched The Bachelor, but that was about it.
Yeah.
And then we watched Toy Story, which I assume
We'll talk about. That is our big topic for today, is the Toy Story review. And then to your right, my left, Tim.
Gettys.
Yeah, that's it. I just had Tim today.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I wanted to throw that out there. That'd be fun.
I watched The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's on my
Directed
list.
by Joe Talbot, San Francisco native. Went to school with Gia
Alumni
Harris.
from
It is a phenomenal film. I'm dropping the film word.
Wow.
Yeah. It is definitely it has a story to tell. It tells it well. The characters are well developed. It's not what you'd expect from it. I feel like hearing the premise of the movie, it's about gentrification. It's about the history of San Francisco, and specifically the last 30 years of kind of like what that has done to different households and them having to get moved out of San Francisco or be around it, but still kind of having that, like, this is the I left my heart in San Francisco type thing. Like, really, that is what this movie is. But it's told from the perspective of this third generation San Francisco kid who does not have access to his house anymore, that he grew up in, his childhood home, owned by old white people. But eventually they move out, and he gets the chance to go in and break in and kind of have his childhood home again empty. And then a bunch of things happen. You have to watch the movie to find out. But it's very sentimental, and especially for me, obviously being here, like it connected a lot. But I feel the movie is very courageous in the choices it makes, and it doesn't give you the predictable, easy answers to things.
Ooh, I like that.
And I feel like it does a really good job of not presenting any single character in the whole movie. And there's a pretty big cast, as good or bad.
Interesting.
It's definitely cool where it's like, even the main character, like, he does some things that are like, I don't agree with that, but that's who he is. And the character, the white people that are presented, they're never bad. They're never like wrong.
The owners of the home.
But there's a lot of white people, but like they're usually the ones that are getting in the way of, like, they're either the realtor or the people that own the house or whatever. And the supporting cast of characters in the different neighborhoods they go to, they're all very interesting, and I feel like I know a lot of them. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like they really do an authentic job of nailing the experience that the people have here. But I think that the story of the movie also, it's very slow, but everything kind of builds, and like it's just little things that as you start noticing them all come together, by the end of it, it's very powerful stuff. Where like there's a scene towards the end that is just brilliant filmmaking. I think the direction was really, really good, really interesting. It won Best Director at Sundance.
Oh, Sundance, that's it.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't love the very end of the movie. I felt like it was kind of a cop-out. And a very
Interesting.
it felt like an artsy choice for the sake of making an artsy choice. But I highly recommend it. The theater was almost packed. Like, it's pretty cool
it's
to
really
see.
cool, yeah.
It's taken off. It's finding its own little niche. Obviously, it's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
beat Endgame, but
Right.
it's a very special movie. I think that it will speak to people that aren't from San Francisco as well, because it's such a heartfelt story about like just people, and you believe it. You believe in the people, and I think it's cool. I think you'll like it a lot.
Cool. Did you watch anything else? Don't say The Bachelor. God damn it.
Oh yeah, I had 2 episodes to catch up on.
Yeah.
E3 was last week, man.
All right. Well, this week I watched the first episode of the new season of Black Mirror, and I really enjoyed it.
Really?
At first, I thought it was super slow paced. I actually watched like maybe 20 minutes of it, and like then we started watching something else. Came back to it last night, and it went a really interesting route that I did not expect.
Which one?
yeah.
Is this the Miley Cyrus one? Or
No,
the
this
Mackie
is
one?
the Mackie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I'm excited to get to watch the next 2 episodes. Get that done. I also continue to watch The Expanse. I watched most of season 2, and man, I love that show. It is like a space drama that is really slow and drawn out, and like, but has big giant moments that are awesome. So if you want to check out The Expanse, I highly recommend it. All right. Time for a little housekeeping. First things that I want to mention is we got a weird delivery today of some coconuts that say Malibu rum on it. And me and Joey thought it'd be fun to see if they actually have any
Crack
rum.
open a cold one.
Yeah. So you want to do this, Joester?
You guys are cocoa nuts, man.
I can't really like cheers because we're really far.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Oh no, this is weird.
No, it's just coconut water.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it either.
Lame.
That's really upsetting.
I just
Smells
don't
like
think that they
coconut.
can like hand us
Alcohol?
rum without checking.
It was
ID.
DoorDash. I don't know what the rules are there. Actually, that's not that bad. Maybe I like coconut water.
It's a crazy world over there in the land of DoorDash, you know? No
Oh,
rules.
just
We also
anybody.
don't know where they came from, so
They did have seals on them.
they did have seals
so
on them.
that's why I felt comfortable.
But they were like on a
drinking them.
cork that's really easy to pull off. Doesn't matter. No Patreon producers this month. Breaking my heart. This show is brought to you by our sponsors, HelloFresh and Zevit, but we'll talk more about that later. Now it's time for the news.
News.
Our first story, an interesting one that kind of upsets me. Ridley Scott Gladiator sequel will take place over 2 decades after the original and still in the works.
What upsets you about this?
I don't want a Gladiator sequel. I feel like Gladiator, Oscar-winning Gladiator, was perfect. Like why continue it? He's changed the story because in November when we talked about this on the morning show, it was like Marcus or the main character, I don't remember, Maximus, had been reincarnated. Marcus is the I think the dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's
Anyways,
a funny sounding name for
Marcus
Gladiator.
Aurelius. Anyways,
It's been very, very, very
I've never
long.
seen
Commodus is the
Gladiator.
bad guy. Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
fantastic. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Anywho, like when they originally said that there was going to be a sequel and that there was a sequel in the works, it was like he had been reincarnated and potentially was going to be reincarnated over all the years. Now it seems like it's going to be following a new character and the kid in it will still be involved. But like they're still working on it. It still might happen. This is a quick story that I just wanted to throw out there for anyone that loves the movie Gladiator and wants to be
What's
sad
the kid's
with me.
name? Chlamydius?
No. Lucius.
I just want to say Chlamydius.
I know. Let's move on to our next news story. Joker movie will be rated R, confirms Todd Phillips.
Oh, cool.
I like this.
This is an exciting story.
Yeah.
To me, the potential
it.
of this movie being good is now way more realistic. Yeah. In a tweet as a response to some random guy just asking the MPAA rating. Well, I know his name. It's the Gabriel Scott, but I didn't think that
Got it.
mattered.
I don't
Got
think
it.
he's like a person, like a
Yeah. He was just a fan.
personality.
Todd Phillips responded, "It will be rated R. I've been asked this a lot. Just assumed everyone knew." So the movie arrives October 4th, 2019,
Cool stuff.
and with that rated R rating, I'm way more interested. The
Yeah.
trailer already had my attention.
The more I see the trailer, the more interested I get in this movie. Like,
yeah, I agree.
when I saw it in IMAX before Shazam, I guess, when I went to go watch it, I was like, oh, you know what?
No,
like
I
this,
don't like coconut.
This is hitting me where I want it to. And like this
Yeah.
movie could be something special. And I do think the R rating could help.
Yeah.
R rating obviously doesn't make it a better movie inherently, but I think with the story that it seems they're trying to tell with Joker, that they could now do things that they wouldn't be allowed to with that PG-13. What you got, Big Bear?
Yeah, I was just going to agree with you there of like rated R doesn't mean it'll be better, but it does seem like there's a specific story that they want to tell, and now they won't have to be held back by
Yeah.
really
Exactly.
anything.
I think
Yeah.
it gives it more flexibility to do more things.
Yeah.
You're not trying to shove it into the PG-13 box.
Right, exactly. Next quick news story. Kingsman prequel gets a title.
Yeah, it does, dude.
The title, The Kingsman.
Hell fucking yeah, baby.
I am so in. I'm very excited for this movie, which comes out February 14th, 2020. Not much more information has been given than that, but like I'm stoked and I can't wait for this movie. I love the Kingsman series. So, did you like the second movie?
Haven't seen either.
Oh, at all?
Yeah, that and John Wick are the two that I'm just like, I need to just get on. man.
Kingsman is a lot of
You
fun.
should see.
I kind of
I
see
feel like
this.
you'll like
This
Kingsman.
stuff's so great though. It's like if you're gonna call it Kingsman, I'm like, I'm in. Like you guys, you're hitting me. You're speaking to me right where it counts the most.
He's trying to push Dornbush?
I think it's a funny
It's a
tweet.
funny
and
tweet.
it's
I
a
was
good
going to bring it up,
observation.
so I appreciate this, Barrett. Yeah, Jonathan Dornbush tweeted out, the Kingsman is getting into Fast and Furious naming territory for the Kingsman series, and I'm here for it.
And then
I
he
think it's
lists-
fun. Yeah, Kingsman, the Secret Service, the Kingsman, the King and his men, King of Man, all the Kingsmen.
I can see a sequel also being called The Kingsmen.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Kings and their men. There's so many options.
All right, our next story.
No kings.
2 king, 2 men.
There we go. That's what I was trying to say.
King's woman.
Ooh.
Eventually.
We'll get there. Yeah.
We'll get there.
Or the Queen's women.
Oh, Joey.
Queen's man.
There's so many options.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
So our next story, Queer Eye returns for season 4 in July,
All right.
specifically July 19th,
Very
and
excited.
season 5 has already been ordered. So we're getting more Queer Eye.
I'm very excited. So, well, from what I've heard, this 4th season is going to be another one set in Kansas City. And then the next one after that, I think, is in Philly,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is
which
correct.
will be fun. They also shot something in Japan like 6 months ago, maybe a little bit more.
Interesting.
And so I'm interested to see what that is and why they haven't said anything about it. I think it's like, I don't think it's a full season. I think it's like maybe like a 2-episode special or something like that. So
That's cool.
I'm excited for all
Yeah.
of this.
I've never watched it, but
Really?
so many people
It's
hear it. Like I
so
think
good.
Tim and no, I'm
Andy
sorry,
loves it.
Nick and Greg. Andy,
Yeah.
maybe it's Andy.
Andy
But
really likes
they
it.
really like it. Yeah, Greg I know talks a lot.
I gave
about
it a shot.
Not for you.
Not for
Really?
me.
Interesting.
Bomber jackets on point. Love those. But,
Karamo, man.
Yeah. There's something
You know-
about it. I don't like the energy.
Oh,
It has great energy.
Hey,
Yeah.
To each their own.
indeed.
It's
Indeed.
surprising that you don't like it.
It very much is. I watched 2 episodes.
Does
of
Gia like it?
Mm-mm.
That's probably why. No,
Huh?
I'm just kidding. All right, well, moving on to our next story.
What was the joke?
And this one, man, it's exciting. Kevin Feige wants Keanu Reeves in the MCU, and so does everyone else, right?
Literally everybody
It's
wants
happening.
it.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just who? Who's he going to be?
We were talking when we walked out of Toy Story. This is the year of Keanu Reeves, and then
The
someone
Revolution.
was like, "Well, Keanu Reeves is also in that game
Cyberpunk.
coming out next year, so next year could be his year too." And I'm pushing for the decade of Keanu.
The thing is, the
I'm
year
okay
of
with
dreams
that.
turned into the decade of dreams. Keanu, baby.
If we go backwards, we could start at John Wick 1 and make that.
I feel like that was like he was,
That's the beginning.
The proof was in the pudding.
There's
there,
a really
you know what I mean?
great quotes that came out of this interview during the Spider-Man
Far From Home.
Far From Home, thing that they were doing.
Press junket.
The Marvel Studios president was recently asked if Reeves would ever pop up somewhere in the MCU, and according to Feige, there's nothing he'd like more. What's the quote? We talked to Keanu Reeves about. We talked to him for almost every film we make, which is just awesome. We talked to Keanu Reeves about it. I don't know when, if, or ever he'll join the MCU, but we very much want to figure this out the right way to do it.
Give me a scene with Keanu Reeves and Jeff Goldblum. That's all I want.
Oh.
I just want them to go back and forth. Just a scene. I wouldn't be opposed to a whole movie.
Yeah.
Might be too much, but I just want a little piece of
if
that.
we get a Keanu Reeves Silver Surfer,
I mean, dude,
I'd be so happy with that.
That's
And then
it.
we could have him with what was his name?
Grandmaster?
The Grandmaster.
The names that were floating around for the last couple of days was Silver Surfer, Namor, and then the one that I would really want because I think he'd be fucking perfect for it is Moon Knight. Like the
Moon Knight
multiple
would be really, really good
Yeah.
in a more serious way. I feel like
Yeah.
Namor, I think that guy's gonna have way too much screen time.
Yeah.
So like I don't see him actually taking that role.
Yeah.
And Silver Surfer would be my favorite because like they'd need him for so little. Like how often does Silver Surfer talk?
Yeah,
So I feel like these,
And also
we
then-
first started hearing about Keanu with the Eternals, and I think that the most likely scenario is he is something in the Eternals that I'm unaware of. This would not happen. I don't even think this is necessarily the right call for him. But yeah,
fair. That's fair.
Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Hear me out.
I'm hearing you.
It's pretty safe to assume that the next overarching street level villain, Earth level villain, is going to be Norman Osborn.
Dude, no. Tim.
I don't think that would be.
Tim.
I don't think that.
No.
I don't think he's old enough. I don't think he's old enough.
But dude,
I don't
I
think
think
that's
he
the
would
right
be
role for him.
Look at Spider-Man.
He's
Look at the
54
casting
years
choices
old.
that they've made.
He doesn't look it. The man looks 32 at most.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's doing shit different.
Yeah.
Within the MCU.
Here's the thing. I kind of want. Who do they have for Willem Dafoe again? But this time done right. You know.
Fair, but Keanu Reeves.
God.
Because I just feel like Norman has to be older looking.
Not necessarily true. Like
if he's got a son that's the age of Spider-Man, I guess Spider-Man's not that old now.
Yeah, like Aunt May.
Spider-Man.
Aunt May is.
Yeah, you're right.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I mean,
Joey, can you deny
waited
him?
too long.
I know.
There's too much of a pause.
I'm not saying she's not hot, but
I can't wait.
I really want this. I'm so excited where the MCU is gonna go. Speaking of the MCU, it looks like Marvel is returning to Comic-Con.
Woo, baby.
It's exciting stuff. While Marvel Studios yet to officially announce that they will be holding a panel at Comic-Con 2019, revealing their plans for the post-Avengers Endgame era, a new report suggests they are doing just that. Deadline broke the news that Marvel is making its return to Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
So they haven't said that they're doing it?
They haven't said what they're doing, but it seems like
they're doing something.
They will have a spot in Hall H, it looks like.
If anyone out there has any hookups to get me into this panel, let me know, and I'll take you up on it. That's some real shit.
What do you want to be there?
Here's the thing. I don't fucking know. What I want is a big Phase 4 events where they like focus and it's just about MCU and they're going through
Like
all
the
the
thing
stuff.
that you guys watched on
Yes.
Internet Explorer.
I want that more than anything. I don't think they're going to do that at Comic-Con. I thought D23 was more likely, but even that felt like wrong because I feel like there's too much other stuff they need to talk about at D23. So I feel like what this means is we're gonna kind of not get that one event. It's gonna be like a couple announcements. It's gonna be old school. It's gonna be like MCU used to be.
I don't want that.
Where it's like here's a couple. Like I can imagine we get Black Widow, we get Eternals at SDCC. Maybe we get a couple more things at D23.
I just feel like the excitement for things is like Endgame is almost the highest grossing movie of all time. And I really think that like the level of excitement, like doing it at Hall H, what I want is for it to start as a celebration of the 10 years of Marvel and then end with that 20-minute, well, not even a 10-minute presentation of what the future looks like would be awesome. And then D23 focuses on the shows.
Detailing. Oh, the shows.
The shows, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See,
That's
a big
the
problem
dream.
I have though with this personally is that the Hall H stuff's not streamed. So
Yeah.
I don't want them to present this at Hall H selfishly because I want to react to it. I want to be able to see it and relive it over and over and hopefully not from like a hidden cell phone.
Right. Is D23 streamed?
Yeah. Not everything, but like
Yeah.
I imagine
The
like,
major
they're in
panels
control
are.
and they usually like that's where we get those type of things are where we get like the Star Wars trailer and stuff and they do stream those panels.
Would it be crazy for them to stream this?
Yeah. I just don't see him doing it.
I'd want to experience it as well.
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
Is the streaming thing a Comic-Con issue or is it like
I'm
a
not really sure.
individual?
Because they record panels all the time, like
Yeah, they do
professionally.
stream. They do stream some panels. They just, in my history of covering Comic-Con for IGN, they never streamed any of the Hall H stuff that was of consequence, at least. Because they do stream. I feel like they streamed Greg Miller's panel last year for Marvel Games, and that was Hall H.
Was it really? Good for him. What a rock star.
No, I have to be nice to Greg.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for that. But more Disney news. Some cool Disney news, I'd say. Hulu making original content push now that Disney is in charge. With Disney buying everything, we've seen a lot of things cut back. It's exciting to hear that like they're going to be pushing more stuff on a service that everyone was kind of thinking maybe like might go away. So Hulu CEO Randy Fear told CNBC that now that Disney is overseeing the service, Hulu's investments in original programming will increase significantly. There's not much more information other than that, but like I'm excited to have some news that isn't like, hey, this is getting cut, this is taken out. So for the people that have Hulu, like there's might be more content, and that's another thing they can throw into D23 now or Comic-Con if they choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's up to the quality of like The Handmaid's Tale, I'm excited for it. 'Cause I think it's a really good show that they've been putting out, but I'll be interested to see what direction they go and what they do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something we have to like, we'll have updates when they come. And now our last news story. Avengers Endgame returning to theaters next week with deleted scenes and more. Now, that deleted scenes and more is kind of... It sounds like all they're going to have is an extra post-credit scene, but I'm in.
Yeah, the way that they've worded all this is very cagey and weird because they're talking about it having the Stan Lee tribute, like some Stan Lee tribute that was rumored for the original release. There is a deleted scene in this movie that did not make the film of Tony and his daughter from the future, which was the girl from 13 Reasons Why.
Right.
So will they show that?
You think it's like a Barf thing?
No, I think it's some Soulstone shit. Like I think it's like the Gamora... Thanos at the end in the yellow.
How would anyone?
I think it was deleted for a reason.
Right.
I also don't think that that's going to be part of this. Yeah. I don't think that there's going to be anything of real consequence. I think this is going to be more of like a fun celebration, another chance for people to watch.
The fight.
It's an excuse to get it to number one.
That's the thing. I absolutely agree with you, and I think really this like a re-release this soon is really to try to push it over Avatar.
I mean, fuck yeah, dude. Here's the thing, though. It's that, but it's also perfect timing. It's a week before
Spider-Man. That's
Home.
true.
It's like I don't think that this is crazy at all. I think this is smart. Like, of course they're doing this.
So Endgame will be back in theaters June 28th.
And by back in theaters, I mean still in theaters.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming back to a lot of different theaters that it was taken out of. And the weird thing is, at least so far, AMC is not one of them. So we're not going to be able to watch
Super
this.
Upsetting. I was just going to say,
if they re-released it in IMAX, I would watch it again.
I want good IMAX seats because we had the corner seats and it still looked amazing. And that's why I want to watch it again with good seats in IMAX.
Currently, Toy Story 4 is in IMAX that whole weekend, so I don't think it's happening.
Interesting. Well, we'll see how that pans up. They make changes.
Yep.
And we still have a week. The problem I have is I am gone that weekend. I am gone.
It's my birthday.
Do you think it's just going to be out that weekend? They haven't said how long. So Endgame will be back in theaters on June 28th. So that is next weekend.
Yeah. And that's not even a week before Spider-Man. It's like 4 days before Spider-Man, which is even like almost a weirder choice.
I don't think so. I think that like that is to reinvigorate people.
It's like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
choo choo. Get on the train, Barrett. The hype train.
Get on it, Barrett.
Get on, dude.
Get on it.
Quickly.
Why are you so afraid of it?
Oh man, we're leaving you. Shit.
Cool.
Bye, Barrett. And Faye on Caprica in the chat said Avatar had 4 re-releases, so it's not unheard of.
Did it? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Fucking ridiculous.
So.
All right, chill out. It's a good movie.
No, it's really fucking not.
Hey, man.
It is.
Do you want to hear Feige's quote on it? Not an extended cut, but there will be a version going into theaters with a bit of a marketing push with a few new things at the end of the movie. If you stay and watch the movie, after the credits, there'll be a deleted scene, a little tribute, and a few surprises, which will be next weekend.
Cool.
That's crazy also to just drop it like that. Like, hey, yeah, next week we're going to come out.
That's all they need to say. It's a less is more situation.
Yeah.
Hey, there's going to be some surprises. And everyone's like, I guess I'm buying the ticket to this movie.
Would you buy a ticket if it's not coming to AMC?
No.
Really?
If it was IMAX, I'm not paying to watch it at a Century 20 theater. No.
Okay, chill out. All right,
I think I would probably pay for it.
I think I will too.
Like, I would be strategic in, I'm going to go to a matinee on a Saturday morning, so I'm not paying $25 for a freaking Dolby ticket.
I may end up going alone to this. I'm realizing now because I'm in Denver visiting Paula's family, and like I really want to watch it. Just I can't get enough of this movie. We watched it 3 times in theaters.
Yeah,
great.
I've only watched it twice, so I feel like I could definitely. If I'm gonna do it a third time, might as well be this extended one.
It's like shockingly rewatchable. The first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know. No. Before I went in, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to sit through this movie multiple times. Yeah. Being that it's 3 hours long. But like coming out, I was like, I can't wait to watch that again. And then I watched it with you in IMAX. Great experience. My little brother hadn't seen it. We went to watch it for a third time.
I heard this news. I went on Spotify. I looked up Portals, which is the song that plays when they all assemble.
Uh-huh.
And God, I got rock hard.
Jesus, Tim.
What?
Nothing. All right, now it's time for a little trailer talk. Oh, we don't have a bit for that. It's just trailer talk. First trailer I want to talk about is Escape Plan, The Extractors.
Devin Sawa,
dude.
Batista.
Being the bad guy. Batista's
Curtis
awesome.
Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent, a.k.a. Fitty.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have never watched any of these Escape Plan movies, but I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's the movie Devin was talking about.
Yeah.
let's watch this trailer. And I was like, this is fun and kind of makes me want to watch the other movies.
Dude.
How many of them are there?
3. This is the 3rd one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it the 4th one?
I believe this is number 3. Barrett, can you go ahead and pull that up?
Whatever it is, this movie looks dumb, looks fun, all that stuff. Why is the title treatment so god awful? Like, it looks like someone went on YouTube and typed in logo animation and found a legal, like, download that you can just get and just put their name in and we're like, oh, I guess this is the logo for Escape Plan.
This is the 3rd movie in the series.
Excellent. Thank you.
I find it funny that in the first kind of paragraph for Wikipedia, they say specifically the film will be released theatrically in Russia on June 27th, 2019. Russia's getting it early.
Interesting. It's
Maybe
also
it's-
coming
maybe
like
it's filmed
day and
in
date,
Russia?
I think, to streaming services.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, I
true.
don't think that there's a theatrical release for it in these states, is there?
You know, I didn't see. I assumed that there was, but you're right. It
don't think
definitely
there
ends with the
is.
Blu-ray splash. So it might be that it's only going to theaters internationally.
No, it just says Russia, and then
Okay, just Russia.
yeah,
Just
which is very weird,
Russia.
and then U.S. July 2nd, which I guess will be a
Oh, so it is coming to theaters July 2nd.
no, just the Blu-ray,
Oh, interesting.
because that
But I'm
announcement
interested in checking out the other
Blu-ray.com.
movies and watching this.
You're gonna do the
God
whole
bless.
rewatch.
Escape Plan in
Yeah.
review.
Oh my gosh.
It's the
Next
review
3
we really
weeks
need.
on Kind of Funny Screencast.
God.
It looks interesting enough, and because it was
looks-
exciting to hear Devin talk about it when he
Yeah.
was here. So I think I'm down to give it a shot.
He was saying this is the first time he'd ever played a villain before, and like watching the trailers, it's like, oh,
That's cool.
Yeah, he
That's
looks
cool.
like a badass. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And then you got
Also Batista. So good.
Batista,
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
I haven't seen 50 Cent. Way too
Stallone?
long, admittedly.
Right, Stallone's in this. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the main guy.
Yeah, he's the main character,
You
yeah.
got Jamie King
Yeah.
from my beloved TV show Heart of Dixie. It got canceled way too early, featuring Scott Porter. It was great.
All right, moving on to our next trailer we want to talk about, one that I'm super excited for, The Boys. Last time we talked about The Boys, we just got a teaser.
Yeah.
Dude.
I
We've talked about The Boys about 10 times on the show, watching a bunch of trailers, and I feel like it's been a roller coaster. I'm up, I'm down, I'm
so
upside
scared.
down sometimes, I'm spinning around, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Depending on what roller coaster, it moves differently. For this one, I saw this trailer and I was like, damn, they're hitting all the right marks here.
Yes.
That Spice Girl stuff. When they started making the
So
Spice Girls
good.
jokes, I'm like,
Yep.
where are they going?
Oh
with
my
this?
God, and the
then I
ending.
heard
The
that
timing.
the music beats coming in. I'm like, oh, they're doing this shit.
Yeah.
And then they did it. And I was very happy. I loved seeing the guy, like the Flash character, run through and explode the woman.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
God.
and he's just holding the
good.
hand?
Well,
Awesome.
I like this trailer because this now sets up what the story is going to be about, and I felt like the other trailers were a little bit too vague on
The
that.
other one's just like, here's a world. This
Yeah.
one's like, this is what the show is. And I'm like, oh, this show looks good. Shout out to you, Amazon.
Do we know
So
how many
stoked.
episodes it's going to be?
No, I do not.
First season.
I don't even know when it's releasing.
That is an
July
issue I had
26th,
watching this trailer,
2019.
where I was like, I don't like the idea that I feel like it's going to be a great story, and then there're going to be a bunch of hints and stuff, and it's going to get canceled at some point. You know what I mean?
I mean,
It
Amazon.
looks like it's gonna get
Amazon. I
canceled.
feel like Amazon's been. Well, I guess they canceled The Tick, which broke my heart.
They did.
Well, we'll see. If
We'll
it
see.
performs well, hopefully Amazon will keep it around. Even if it's like, because the comic is not an ongoing series; it ended.
Good.
So
There's like a defined storyline.
yeah,
for it.
so that'll have something for them to follow. Whether they do that in one season or multiple seasons, we'll see. But
would
also, if
assume
they build a
multiple.
cool world, it would be interesting to see something branch out of it.
Girls, yeah.
Yeah.
I looked up it on IMDb. Says that The Boys will have 8 episodes.
Oh,
I don't know.
perfect.
8 episodes, pretty good.
Sounds good to me.
Pretty good.
That I can handle.
Yeah, even if it's an hour long, I think that's a good 8 to 6 is where I like to be with these shows.
6 to 8.
I think 6 is like the sweet spot
your way of
because in
saying
an 8 episode run, there's inevitably like 1 or 2 that no one cares about.
I feel like that's more true when it's 12 to 14. And there's like
I just
3
like,
feel like
episodes.
there's
I like
way
one
more.
episode
Really?
in a movie theater.
There it is. Oh man, and the next trailer.
I'm so excited.
I'm so in. It's called Ready or Not.
Yeah, it
Can we
is.
talk about how last night we were talking about this and Tim's brain broke
It's
when
not
I
Margot
told him
Robbie.
it's not Margot Robbie?
How is that not Margot
not.
Robbie? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, it's a different person. I don't know
Like,
how
it doesn't
to
make sense that
explain
Margot Robbie exists and then there's another one. You're like, what the
A girl
fuck?
that's not Margot Robbie?
Like, that's insane. What is her name?
Samara Weaving?
I thought this looked very great. I wish the trailer didn't show as much as it did, but the premise is awesome. It's essentially Clue mixed with hide and seek mixed with murder.
Saw? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
not-
I don't know about
Maybe.
Saw, but like it.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that though. It's time to
Something-
play a game, and if you don't play, you die.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, you pulled me back in.
Yeah, but the premise
job,
of it
Joey.
essentially is this: not Margot Robbie is going to get married to
Not Margot
a son that is essentially one of the heirs to a Milton Bradley type company that has a bunch of board games, owns a bunch of games, and they're like, well, in order for you guys to get married, like there's one like celebration we need to do, and we need to play a game. And she's like, all right, I guess this makes sense because you guys are all game people, and the game is hide and seek. And she's like, okay, cool, I guess we're doing this, but the game has a twist. If they have until 6 a.m. to hunt and kill her.
Which she doesn't know going into it. She finds out.
When they accidentally kill like the maid or something,
Yeah.
and it's just like whoa, and it seems like it's gonna be really gory and like over the top with some comedy in it.
Yeah.
And like everything about the trailer hooked me, where I was just like, can't
Yeah.
wait for this.
I like that it's like has like a gothic kind of
Yeah.
feel with like or
Yeah.
look of it.
Well, it's this old like really beautiful house, and
Victorian
everyone's kind of
mansion
dressed,
kinda thing.
really formally in it. Yeah, it builds a cool world that I'm excited to watch.
Has Adam Brody in it from the OC.
Mm-hmm.
Love him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. This totally caught me by surprise.
Yep.
Me
I feel
too.
like I had never heard anybody talk about it until Drucker tweeted about it.
Yeah,
And
that's
Nick told
exactly
us,
what
yeah.
happened. Drucker tweeted about it, and
What's
Nick was
Bad
like, "Hey, you
Girl?
got to watch."
We're looking at the IMDb,
IMDb.
for not Margot Robbie. Bad Girl. I don't know.
Not
From
Margot
2016.
Looks interesting.
The babysitter, I guess, is what everyone was saying
Yeah.
that they'd seen her in, which I didn't really remember.
I saw the babysitter. Oh,
Is she the girl?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did she look less like Margot Robbie?
Yeah, I didn't get
She
Margot
might have
Robbie
been
vibes
younger
there.
then.
Yeah,
The pictures are pretty crazy though. Like this one, I don't know.
that's
looks
Margot
like her.
Robbie.
There were also two other trailers that I want to mention because a bunch of people were asking for us to watch Midsummer, new trailer that came out, and Stranger Things. But like, I am so in for both of these things that I don't want to watch any more trailers. Every trailer that's come out, we've enjoyed. So
I watched
Sorry,
the
guys.
second Midsummer trailer this morning.
is it gone?
So people were saying
Yeah.
that it was pretty spoilery, but like
That's my fear.
But I don't know what it's
It's third at this
spoiling.
point, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I've seen.
I think it was
two.
like a teaser and then an
Yeah.
official trailer, and this is the second official trailer.
I'm just stoked. I don't
Yeah.
need any more for either of the show or movie.
I want Ari Aster just to scare the shit out of me, and I'm so
I
excited.
thought you were gonna bring up the Lion King TV spot where we got
No,
to
I don't
hear
like TV
"Can You
spots.
Feel the Love Tonight?" for the
Oh
first
my
time.
God.
I had like a moment yesterday where I was like, I just
Yo.
Dude.
need to
I feel
sit
like
here.
TV spots always give away too much, and
I agree. It's Lion King, though.
always stay away from it. I know
We
it's
get it.
Lion King, but like I want to experience.
The music is so good, man. In every trailer for The Lion King so far, the music has been the standout thing. I'm just like, they can't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Because
Don't-
this is just so
Don't
damn
say can't.
good.
The record for
Knock on
live action
wood.
movies
There's
isn't
no way, man.
fantastic.
The music's so good. It's
I
so
know.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
Beyonce?
feel the love.
Yeah,
Tonight
Beyonce and
tomorrow.
Childish singing that together was just like, even for the 10 seconds, it was like hot.
Yeah.
It was fucking
It was
hot. Was it
hot?
dude. That is such
Yeah.
a good way to
I don't
put
know when I said hot.
Nah, dude, it was hot.
Hot, dude. I felt it. I
You
felt
know,
the
you
love
guys
tonight.
can submit these trailers to me too.
Nah.
Just saying. All right, well now it's time for some ads. Our first ad is HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients so you can just cook, eat, and enjoy. HelloFresh makes conquering the kitchen a reality with deliciously simple meals. All the meal planning, shopping, and prepping is done for you so you can focus on healthier you and a happier family. Get seasonal simple recipes and pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door every week. Cooking is enjoyable and easy with HelloFresh. Fresh, pre-measured ingredients and an easy-to-follow 6 steps pictured recipe cards. 6 steps. That's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
6.
Not many steps at all.
Are delivered to your door each week so you can spend less time planning and grocery shopping so you can get the time back to do more of the things you love. All meals come together in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Fantastic. Call for less than 2 pots and pans, so if you've got a small kitchen, you're all set. and require minimal cleanup. Make deliciousness part of your every week. 3 plans to choose from. Classy veggie family with the options to switch between for when your tastes change, which is perfect. My wife's a vegetarian. The veggie option seems like something we'd go with.
But one day that might change, and then you can go to the other options.
Absolutely.
I use the other options.
Yeah?
Gia makes these foods.
What's your
all the
favorite?
time.
What's your favorite
There was
thing you've
this
gotten so
pulled
far?
pork burger situation.
Pulled pork burgers.
Yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago at this point. Oh
Pulled
my
pork.
God.
A long process. You got to cook that meat for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Making that
great.
easy is awesome.
was
And under
fantastic.
30 minutes too?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Get out of your recipe rut and start cooking outside of your comfort zone by discovering new delicious recipes. For $80 off your first month, go to HelloFresh. Go to hellofresh.com/morning80 and enter morning80. Okay. Our next ad is Zebit. No one likes zero of anything. Like when you break your phone and you lose contact with the outside world. 0 calls, 0 texts, 0 social media. Honestly, life without a phone means pretty much 0 everything. No one wants to live that way.
Not me.
0 sucks. Or does it? Having 0 of anything is hardly ever a good thing unless we're talking about Zebit. That's Zebit.
I mean, that's the thing, dude. A 0 interest rate, that sounds like a good 0.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my favorite
0
thing.
0 costs to get this thing going, that sounds like a good 0. That sounds like stuff that Zebit would offer.
My favorite thing about Zebit is it doesn't affect your credit score, which is so important. You got to keep your credit score nice and high.
To the credit score.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome.
With Zebit, there's no cost to join, no membership fees, no late fees, 0 impact on your credit score, as I said, and your Zebit account does not affect your credit. Zebit has everyday items at everyday prices. They have more than 50,000 products in their marketplace with brand names like Xbox, Sony, Apple, GoPro, and Fitbit. From electronics to barbecues, furniture, and more. Zebit has everything you'll need when you need it. An important thing to know about Zebit is its great customer experience. Zebit has a 5-star rating on Trustpilot, and they've earned the trust of more than 1 million customers who shop on Zebit.
1 million. That's a lot of zeros.
Sign up for Zebit today at zebit.com/morning and get $2,500 credits to the shops, the Zebit marketplace at 0 interest and 0 cost to join. That's zebit.com/morning for $2,500 of interest-free credit. Zebit.com/morning. So come check that out. Now it is time for our big topic. Our big topic today. Oh, you know what? No. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do the outro stuff that we do because our big topic. I want to go into spoilers.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the old fashioned 5 spoiler free minutes and then spoiler heavy. So let's talk about what is out now on streaming services.
Let's do it.
Yeah, on Amazon Prime we have a movie called Yardie, which is about like Jamaican gangsters. It looks really interesting. If you don't know anything about it, go check out the trailer. It got my attention, and I think I'm going to watch it this weekend.
You're making me interested.
Oh my God. It's like, because it's like,
good
you're
one.
making me. On Netflix, we've got a show that actually came out last week that I missed called Trinkets, that is about 3 girls that get caught shoplifting that don't seem to know each other. Maybe they go to the same school. They get sent to like I don't know, what is it?
Juvenile detention
No,
center.
it's like a
Boarding
AA
school.
for
It's like a what?
AA.
Alcoholics Anonymous, but
Oh,
for like
Shoplifters Anonymous?
Shoplifters.
yeah, okay,
SA.
shoplifters, and they kind of meet there and start a relationship, and it's interesting. That looks like the kind of drama that you love.
Hot.
Adam Devine's Best Time of Our Lives came out.
Comedy special?
Comedy special.
Excited to watch that. Concerned because celebrity comedians doing
Yeah.
stand-up specials usually not that great.
I looked at the trailer.
Ellen bucked the trend though. Hers was fantastic.
Yeah, but I feel like she started as a comedian. I don't know.
didn't Adam too?
I don't know. That's what
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I mean, it all gets.
I guess he's more
weird these
improv
days.
than stand-up,
Yeah, 'cause
though,
he
right?
he started from YouTube stuff, but don't we all?
What else do we have? Oh, Dark Season 2. Dark is a great, I think it's a German show that is dubbed but it's all about crazy time traveling in the city where all this weird stuff's happening.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting show, and I'm very excited to watch season 2. At movie theaters near you, we have Anna, Child's Play, and Toy Story 4.
Anna.
That's the like. It looks like it's based off the Tekken character, where she's like
an assassin.
a super assassin though.
It looks like the one with Jennifer Lawrence,
Yes,
but a little
Red
bit
Sparrow.
different. It's like a mix between that and Atomic Blonde, I feel like.
That's a great, that's exactly what it looks like, and it's piqued my interest. All right, last week I asked everyone at the bronze tier level what book series you wanted to see adopted into a movie.
What do you got?
came in with some
Animorphs.
responses. Oh. Was that ever a TV show?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, with Sean Astin. Iceman. Iceman.
Ashmore?
Yes.
Mitch Craston says, A Way of Kings, Stormlight Archives would be great set of movies. Eventually, Brandon Sanderson wrote them. Oh, I see. I put the pause in the wrong place. This is awesome and is awesome at pumping out books, unlike Railroad Martin.
Shade.
There it is. Robert Mims says, I'd love to see Old Man's War by John Scalzi made into a film. Also a Netflix anthology of Edgar Allan Poe short stories made into individual episodes in Love, Death, and Robots style would
That'd
be
be
amazing.
really dope.
And that would be really good.
Yeah.
I would love to
good
see
call.
that. That's a good call.
You're a smart cookie.
Wisemark says an Aragon movie would be great. Be great seeing as they've never made one. They have made an Aragon
That
movie.
was the joke.
Oh,
We don't talk about that movie.
is that a joke? I didn't know.
That's the joke. We don't talk. They did.
Wait,
They never
made
made
an
one.
Aragon
No,
movie?
no.
Aragon, Lord of the Rings Aragon?
No, the dragons.
I'm unfamiliar.
It's a bunch of dragons. People ride the dragons. They bond.
Disappointed in you, Tim.
And then he also says movie set in the infamous universe with conduits everywhere. That would be awesome too. Not a book series, but I'll give it to him. Yeah. And then one more. He says Deus Ex movie where Johnny Ace plays Adam Jensen. I would hate that. So that's a terrible opinion. Never write in again. I'm kidding. I don't mean that. Let's see. Jeremy Z says, I would love to see an adaptation of Neil Gaiman. I can't say it. Neil Gaiman comics. The Sandman is my favorite comic series and one of my favorite pieces of content across any medium. They did make a Sandman movie, right? Isn't that Constantine? Barrett?
You're asking the wrong person.
I don't know.
I always thought it was, and if it isn't, that's a shocker to me. But yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Next week's bronze tier topic, are you going to watch Endgame again? Please, let me know. I'm very curious to see how many people are going to go watch Endgame again next weekend.
And I just want to point out, someone in the chat brings up a good point for Out Now. Father Rabbi says Neon Genesis Evangelion is on Netflix, which is a very big deal because it was impossible to find that really anywhere, and it's known as a very, very great anime.
Cool
All right.
shit.
Now time for a big topic. As always, we're going to go spoiler-free for the first 5 minutes or so, and then we'll jump into spoilers. Toy Story 4. We all
What a
watched
surprise.
it.
We
Maybe
all watched
Nick.
it.
Nick also watched it. Surprise
But
to
not
everyone.
with us. He just decided to go
He
without
had
us.
stuff to do, and then after he was doing a jiu-jitsu, and then afterwards was like, "Hey, I've got A-list. This is easy," and then went to watch it.
Made
I'm
it
very
happen.
proud of him.
Me
So
too.
let's
I
not give him
know.
any shit.
I'm very proud of him. It was
This
good.
is a big
I just wanna
deal.
hang out with
What a
Nick
movie,
more,
man!
yeah.
I feel like Toy Story is the one franchise that I always question. I'm like, do we need a 2?
Question.
Do we need a 3? Do we need a 4? And I feel like every time that question just gets more and more real. Where I'm like, okay, we really
High
don't need
stakes,
4.
Yeah.
I had a great time with it. I had such a great time with it that I'm like, give me Toy Story 7. I bet they're gonna make it good. Like this, I think accomplished something that is impossible, which is it gave another end to the franchise in a way that I thought was really, really
Satisfying.
really satisfying. I think it's the most derivative Toy Story movie we've gotten so far.
Interesting.
But that's fine. I thought it was also the funniest Toy Story movie we've gotten. It still has all the
Really?
heart.
I feel like I laughed minimally in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. I also thought it was the funniest.
I think it's easily the funniest. I also think that it tried the hardest to be funny in
But like,
ways
it-
that the other ones didn't.
But not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like it knew what it was doing, and I thought it was really funny for like most of the jokes they made landed well, and sometimes I was like, oh, I really hope that we don't get a third iteration of this joke right now. And then we given it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is good.
The new characters were super fun.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I really
Keanu
love the new
Reeves.
characters. Yeah.
Great.
For me, I think this is a very unique Toy Story, where this is the first one that I think is really more focused on one character throughout, deeper. Or maybe, no, see, because the first one seemed to be, it was about the relationship of Buzz and Woody. And like this one really honed in on that, on a single character. I'm trying to be as vague as possible and not spoil anything for anyone. But yeah, I thought it was amazing. This is going to be controversial. I think this is my favorite Toy Story.
That is incredibly controversial.
And I understand that, especially with this crowd.
Yeah.
Because you guys came out and you guys all thought it was good, but like...
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Having said that, I think it's my least favorite Toy Story. But I just think that they're all so good that it's just that close.
They're all, I think we talked about this yesterday, they're all like 8.5 to 10 minimum.
I would even say 9.5 to 10.
Really?
Yeah. I agree with Tim there. I think all the Toy Story movies are phenomenal.
I want to give a shout out to the visuals. I think that this movie, the animations looked great. The quality of it all looked so good. We saw it in IMAX, and just like the choices they made, they were flexing, man. Pixar flexing hard here, where they're like every single background needs to have as much detail as possible. The spider webs, the reflections, the lighting on the rain, and all this stuff. Is I feel like every single shot had so much going on, and when you compare it, we just watched the other Toy Stories. Seeing that progression is just utterly insane for where CG is.
It's incredible. One thing I want to know about the visuals, I think that they came to be like, hey, let's show off the visuals, especially with the first scene. Not going in too much detail, it's a scene where there's like a lot of rain and a lot of close-up shots, and we see a lot of detail in everything. And I thought that like that scene was very purposely set up to be like, look how pretty everything looks.
Totally.
Rain and water, never looks like they've gotten a lot better.
Water effects are always something that people use to show off visuals. Think about Super Mario Sunshine. Fur is the other thing, and I think this movie does fur great in a way that the dog in Toy Story 2 not so great.
So I watched a video this morning on the Insider YouTube channel, and it's talking about the evolution of Pixar animation over the last 24 years. I highly recommend everyone go see it. It's 10 minutes, so it's definitely watchable. They talk about the fur and how Monsters, Inc. was like a big reason that they were able to do what they do now, and how they changed so much of the way that they animate individual hair versus like groupings and stuff like that. Super interesting, and how it all leads into Toy Story 4. It's a great video.
Nick, sure. Can I get your spoiler-free review of Toy Story 4?
Sure. I really liked it. It'll be really interesting to see what everyone's opinions on it are when we do in review, as far as whether or not it's better than 3 or 2 or 1. But yeah, I'm always shocked. I mean, I don't know why I'm at this point, but I'm always shocked at how much of an emotional connection I have with the characters toward the end. And the movie itself treads on a lot of territory that we've already been down, but they do it in such a way that it kind of still feels new. And I think this one of all of them is a skosh light on plot. There's really not an overarching thing that happens, but the things that do happen are still fun. And I think what it lacks in plot, it really does make up for in character development and character arcs. And I think it's cool, and I think that obviously this is not a spoiler that you see her in the trailers, but the fact they bring back Bo Peep and like the broader world. This one's really the first time we've seen the bigger world of what's going on outside of the rooms, with the exception of like just going straight to a point, like a Sunny Daycare or the apartment buildings or the Al's Toy Barn and things like that. So it's really cool, and I think there's a lot of fun in it. I'm wrestling with whether or not I think it's where it's gonna fall on my list. So I'm gonna take my time.
Take your time, yeah. Don't put it on there. That's for next week on Tuesday when you guys do the Toy Story in review.
I will say my one spoiler-free critique of the film is that it almost looks too good. They're getting to a point where it's almost real life, and it's a couple of the shots. I was like, this is Uncanny Valley territory for me. Because there's something about seeing a doll, an almost realistic doll, talk to you that goes from being endearing and fun to terrifying, and they play with that a little bit too in the movie, right? There's lots of great moments where they kind of recognize that's a little wink to the audience. But I also want to give a quick shout out to Tony Hale, who plays Forky, who has a couple lines in that movie literally made me almost like choke on my soda. It was it was so funny. And that's really like, it's almost like watching a bunch of people improv together in a room, except they're animated.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like it's so, and you can tell that it's really one of the strengths of Pixar is that like, man, they nail the character interactions with each other. They nail the moments, the timing, all of that stuff. And whether or not the actors are actually in the room while they're doing it together or not, I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but it just comes off seamlessly.
Absolutely. So now going down the line, starting with you, Nick, would you recommend people go watch this movie?
Oh, of course. And I saw it in IMAX, and I recommend you go see it in the biggest screen, the sharpest screen possible, because the animation is stunning, if not too good.
Joey?
Yeah, you should. If you like Toy Story, you should absolutely go see this.
Yeah. Tim?
If you have a heartbeat, you should go see this movie. I thought it was fantastic. Toy Story, such a special IP franchise, like group of characters, and I think that they treat them with so much care. I really love that each of the movies, especially watching them week after week the last couple of weeks, they're not just good because they're well written or the characters are interesting or the music's classic and all that stuff. It's like it's all of it together, and I feel like there's always an inciting thing where you can tell that creative people got in a room and were like, we need to make something special, not just make a movie. It needs to have all the heart from the characters, but also heart from the story. And there needs to be a reason that this movie exists. And I think that the idea of like of loyalty, and we've seen throughout all the movies, but this one, it really is questioning existence. What is your point of existence? What does it mean to be? And it's like, that's some real deep shit that I feel like stuff. you can mess up, but like that's easy to say. It's like, oh, it's about existence. They didn't need to say that. You watch it and you're like, wow. And they kind of hit on various characters all doing the same thing, and I'm like, they all end up in different places, but I believe all of those storylines, and it's like that's what I think this movie did best.
Yeah.
Very much recommend seeing it. Stay through the credits. There is mid-credit stuff and a post-credit scene that I think is totally worth staying for.
Yeah. I loved it, and like I think it's a big deal for me to be like, oh, this is my favorite one. Like honestly, like I didn't like the way it's not that I'm saying I hated it. I just like the conclusion of 3 always kind of like bugged me, because it's like it's just a cycle. This is just gonna happen again then. But like this movie is so satisfying, and I can't believe that we got to a 4th. Where the whole time I'm like, do we need a 4th movie? They answer that question with a hard yes.
I think right off the bat, like the first scene,
yes, which unfortunately, Joey, I think you missed, right?
No, I was there for.
Oh, okay.
No, I missed it.
I think the first scene was such a
it tells you where the stakes are
for it, because it tells you the stakes. But I also think that watching all the other movies, they all open the exact same way. This one doesn't, and I feel like that was very much me like, this is different. Yep. It's like we're gonna respect where we came from, and that's why I feel my biggest critique is I think that at some point a lot of the plot points get derivative, and that it goes against their mission statement at the beginning of the movie of like, yo, this is fucking different.
Yeah.
But loved it though.
My interpretation of it, I was thinking about it this morning because it's a great movie, like, and I'm somewhere around you, Tim, where like I don't know if it's my least favorite. Like, it's definitely not 3 for me. But I was thinking about this morning. I think it's a really solid epilogue to what the main story was about, and like gives us closure in ways that we didn't expect to have closure. Because to me, at the end of the day, the main Toy Story story is about the journey with Andy, and I feel like this was like just a solid like, hey, this is what happens in life post that, and that's all we need. And like you were talking about, like yesterday after the movie, you're like, yo, 15 minutes in, I was like, I'll watch Toy Story 7. Like, I don't give a fuck, and I'm there with you. But like after this, I am definitely like I am happy where we leave this off. I definitely don't need any more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I was the same way coming out of Toy Story 3. And like, well, now that we have more, I'm like, great, this is awesome. All right, now to jump into spoilers quickly. Spoilers, put it up. Spoiler bros.
Spoilers.
I'm hold on. I'm
doing
a lot of stuff. I'm putting it in the I'm putting in this Twitch title. I'm putting it in the time code.
I guess that's a smart call. You're very smart. I'm a dum-dum. Proud of you.
And now the spoilers bros up.
Excellent. So for me, this movie is the conclusion of Woody's life. Like, I mean, he doesn't die, but like we get an end to him being someone's toy, and like that's what I loved so much of it, because with 3 ending, like he's Bonnie's toy, but like this movie quickly starts with him being like, well, he's not Bonnie's favorite toy anymore, and he like, where is his place and what is his purpose, and that's what this movie's about. This journey.
This movie series is just so brilliant.
So brilliant.
They just come up with the best, most creative stories, and then just everything else fits in that. Because the idea of Woody's not Bonnie's favorite, I love that. Like that's such a great call. Every little moment they have that they build up in the beginning of this movie, because it's weird, we don't spend much time with the cast of Toy Story.
And that's why I feel like this movie's so different, where normally it's one character's been removed, or, you know, people are going on a journey and we're following that. But like this is like Woody is removed and we go with just Woody. And I thought that was something really special. We get clips of people in the background and what they're doing, but like this was Woody and Bo Peep's journey of like, she's become a totally different toy. I was going to say person, but toy is what it is. And he's kind of at a place where he has to now figure out where his life is going to go. This is so interesting. And like they did such a good job. I loved this movie so much.
Yeah, I mean, it hit. Like there was multiple times. No moment made me ugly cry. And there was 3 moments in Toy Story 3 that did. But there was many moments where I teared up. The beginning of the movie, you get you got a friend in me playing, and it's a montage of the first 3 movies, and it ends. You see the scene again of him giving the toys to Bonnie, of Andy giving the toys to Bonnie, and then when you get the shot and you get the camera pulling out to show where we're at, and Woody has Bonnie's name on the bottom of his boot, I'm like, oh, here we go again. I feel like I'm tearing up right now. It's like that shit. This means so much to us, and they did such a great job with that. And I feel like they kept that throughout the movie. The movie ending with Woody taking his sheriff thing off and giving it to Jesse. And it's like
so
to infinity and beyond. It's just like we all saw it coming. It doesn't matter. The whole like she's gonna be okay, and it being about Bonnie.
It was like a flip and not.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
that was so clear, but it's brilliant. It's sometimes the simple answer is the right answer.
Yep.
I think that's what this movie is.
This movie also did a phenomenal job developing characters that like otherwise were so minor. Bo Peep has been such a like just little tiny moments.
Yeah.
But like this was like, hey, this is who she is. This is the journey
She's
she
a
went through.
full-blown character.
Yeah,
now.
and they did such a good job. I never thought I'd care about Bo Peep, but like by the end of it, like as they're parting ways, it's like, Woody, you're making a mistake. This isn't like your life there is done. And like then we get that resolution and it's so good and satisfying.
And he says bye to Buzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
but also
God.
Buzz
it
is
hurt too much.
Buzz is developed in a really great way too, where he learns to listen to his inner voice, which all was hilarious. But like he is now I think he can be a leader now. Like it wasn't
kind of gets it.
Yeah, it wasn't that the inner voice was just going through its normal loop. It did seem like it was in the moment what he was thinking inside, and I just thought that development for him was so good.
Them showing Woody kind of systematically being taken down throughout this movie, I thought was so. I didn't expect to see that. I expected this movie to end with Woody leaving. I did not expect him to have his voice box taken out. And like as these things started happening, I'm just like, oh man, like Woody's not coming back in the next Toy Story. Like if there is one, like, and
you don't think that the next Toy Story could be Woody and Bo
I don't
Peep's
think we're
journey?
gonna get another Toy Story. I really don't.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
But,
Do you think we'll get a spin-off in the Toy Story universe called something else?
I don't think so.
I
Lost
imagine
Toys?
if anything, we get a short like they sometimes.
Yeah, we'll get
do
shorts and
Yeah.
stuff like that for sure.
Yeah.
Like random Christmas specials and things. But
Yeah.
like, I don't think we're gonna get a Toy Story 5. I could be wrong.
With Woody, you mean?
With anybody. I don't think we're gonna get in the movie. But
I mean, let's give him 10 years and see what happens.
Yeah.
Last thing about character development, I thought one of the most important things they did was the villain in this movie, where for so long she's like a bad person.
there's not really a villain to the movie.
Well, no, I mean it is the what's her Janine
Gabby,
something?
Gabby.
Gabby, that's it. You know, she's made out to be like, I'm imperfect and all I need is this, which was Woody's voice box, and then he willingly gives it to her and she gets turned down, and like what a strong, when he goes up to her and she's in the box,
She's laying there.
she's just laying there, just a toy.
I mean, that's the thing is that, like, I feel like this movie is about existence and what it means to be something.
Yeah.
And with Woody being like, what am I if I'm not her favorite toy.
Yeah.
With Sporky, it's like, what am I? Period.
trash.
Yeah, I wasn't meant for this.
And with her, it's like I want to be like this kid's partner. And with Sporky in particular, I thought that the trash stuff, like, it was a joke that went on too long.
Yeah.
But it's like, at some point, I don't look at it as a joke, though. It's like, this is kind of a reminder and a refresh of Toy Story 1's plot with Buzz, where it's like he doesn't think he's a toy.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is a very different like twist on that, where it's like he not only doesn't think he's a toy, he is trash.
Yeah.
And it's him kind of trying to wrestle with becoming a toy, because the moment that he realizes he's Bonnie's toy,
that walk with them
So
on the
good.
highway is so
it's
good.
just so good.
Yeah. The quote, like, I'm Bonnie's trash, and he like gets it, like clicks, but
Yeah,
like
so
the
funny.
analogy is still not quite there. The thing with the buzz in her voice, I think they set that joke up really weirdly, because it felt like that conversation with Woody and Buzz when they first introduced that idea felt like a conversation Woody and Buzz would have had like in the first couple of years of Buzz realizing that he's a toy. It felt out of character for Buzz.
I agree with that.
I don't know. I think that Buzz has always been kind of like a dumb action hero.
They
You know?
have-
Gia Harris said
No.
it best. Buzz Lightyear reminds her of James Burke, where he almost kind of gets it.
I don't know. Like,
I got to bounce off for a call.
All right, you have
love you
fun.
guys.
Well,
I want to talk about the weird, creepy dolls, though. Holy
the
crap.
dummies
The
Yeah.
fucking
were
worst.
terrifying, but also so funny.
They were great. The amount that they
Perfectly
were
used.
used
Perfectly.
and placed was
Yeah.
really great. Of like, and I think that's where I kind of understand Nick's point about the uncanny valley stuff of like seeing them in the way that it looked so real and there was something off, made it even more unsettling. And then especially, at least for me, having the memories of Slappy from all of the Goosebumps books,
yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you are building into like that, like memory that's already ingrained in
That first
our
shot.
generation of people.
That first shot where they show like half of his face, they knew what the fuck they were doing with Chucky from Goosebumps.
Is that where he's pushing around the little cart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so creepy and well done, and her character also being like super inviting and really nice, and then asking weird questions of like, "Oh, when were you made?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it.
I thought it was a brilliant move to have those be her henchmen, because they're menacing and creepy. Like,
Yeah.
not
and fit
you know.
the time period and all of that kind in the setting that
Yeah,
they're
the
in.
antique shop.
We haven't talked at all about Duke Kaboom.
I know, and God, Keanu Reeves can do no wrong,
He's
and
can.
I hope
as much
he
as
doesn't.
we saw of him in the trailers and the little teasers and stuff like that, I was like, oh, we've probably seen everything. And like even rehashing those parts, I'm like, this is still really good. And like the development that he goes through, kind of minor, but like still great. I just love him.
I love Duke Kaboom. He was just constantly, just anytime he was on screen, he really had my attention
Yeah.
fully. And yeah, they I don't think they needed to, but they gave him a background story that, like, was awesome. When he's like,
And then it
no one
paid
could
off.
make that jump. Oh, I was just gonna say when he's like, no one could make that jump. It was a commercial. It was a commercial. That's such a like. That reminds me of being a little kid and like getting my parents to buy me something and then being like disappointed that it wasn't what it was in the commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they didn't need to set up his backstory, but then it totally pays off in the end.
Yep.
Where he says, I forget the kid's name, but at the very end where he's like, for
Jacques or
this kid.
something, yeah.
For Jacques. And totally nails the jump, and it's fucking like, it's
He
so
doesn't
funny.
totally nail the jump, and like
Yeah.
that's where the humor is so good. Where it's like
Yeah.
he could have just nailed the jump and that would have been it, but like they added that little extra where I was just like laughing my
appreciate
ass
this.
off. Yeah.
Also, shout out to the Key and Peele characters.
Fuck yes.
So
Super funny.
So good.
As much like their characters were funny, but the recurring bit about the like
They're
explosions,
them attacking people
yeah.
is what it was. Yeah.
like their whatever their plan of execution was.
And then Duke
was
Kaboom
so
being
funny.
like, you can
"Do you have laser eyes?"
do you actually have laser eyes? And I'm like, yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
I thought that those characters were gonna be too much. But again, I think that Pixar
I think they
really
used very minimal. Like I would have been okay with a little bit more of them.
I would have too, but I'm glad that we didn't like.
I'd
it
rather
wasn't
err
that.
on the side of
Yeah.
I want more than
yeah.
this was too much.
I can't say enough good things about Toy Story 4. Like, comedy is such an important thing for me. When a movie can make me feel emotions and throw in comedy to like keep everything fun. It just, I put it so high, and that's why Toy Story 4 for me is my like favorite of the Toy Story movies.
Yeah, I would say for me, I think it goes 3, 2, 1, 4.
Wow.
And it's not because I didn't like. I think that the other ones just hit on a different emotional level than this one did for me.
Yeah.
Like I remember being in the theater for Toy Story 3 and being like the ugly cry, sobbing,
Yeah.
and I didn't really cry or tear up at all in this one.
Interesting. I definitely cried.
You
in
had
the-
some ugly sobbing. I heard it.
Yeah, you and Alyssa were very sniffly.
Also got scared once. I heard you like make a noise at one point.
it was the
yeah.
stupid Benson dolls.
Yeah.
Dude, they're not
those
stupid.
fuckers.
They're awesome, and I love them.
No, but they're like stupid in the fact
yeah,
that like,
yeah.
I hate
Doing
that they
the
scared me
fucking
in the middle.
jump scare.
Their
Yeah.
animation
Awful.
is so good too because their legs are never oriented the right way when they're walking, and
All
it
of their
makes
limbs
them
are always weird.
it makes them look so creepy. Anyways,
Yeah. I think that's all we.
yeah, that's all we have. There's gonna be a deeper dive on Tuesday at around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you want to
Also,
watch.
please stay for the very end credit scene because that was
fantastic.
It's a good payoff to like a running joke.
Yeah. I hope you guys all enjoyed the show today. If you want to follow us on the social media, you can go to @JoeyNoel. You can follow Tim at Tim's Gettys. And you can follow me at @KindaFunnyKevin. Go to the movies this weekend. Watch Toy Story 4 because it's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.